as we have now just seen episode 11 of the mid-season finale of Tyler Perry's The Oval. We see a scene with Richard coming home. This is Guess Who's Coming Home for Dinner. So Richard, after long thoughts and contemplation, was trying to figure out how he was going to handle the situation between him and Nancy. You know, while Nancy was on the stuff and she was in the hospital, she did admit and tell him that she was messing around with Richard's father. So as she realized and was told by Priscilla that she told him this, she tried to make it up to him. She tried to see him at the White House, and he really needed time to think. Well, Richard is now home, and he seems to be smiling. He seems to be walking in with a whole lot of swag, whistling into the house, and she's like, "Oh, you're here." So she was surprised because at first, last episode, he really did not want to come home, but she cooked dinner for both of them. And he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she's like, "Hey." She looks pretty surprised to see him, but she did prepare food. So she asked, "Hey, you know what? I made all this food. You know, are you hungry?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm not really that hungry." Right? And she asked, you know, "Did you speak to Sam? Right? Did you speak to Sam about Barry?" Yeah. He said he's gonna, come next week, to call him next week and everything else like that. So, he's really cool, really calm. This is a whole different Richard than we've seen in past couple of episodes, because he's been very upset, very emotional about what Nancy admitted to and what Nancy told him. And again, he was under the assumption that when she was in the hospital telling him all of this stuff about Nancy sleeping with Richard's father, he was under the assumption that she knew exactly what she was talking about, but she didn't realize what she was saying. She was still on the stuff in the hospital. So again, she's asking, "Hey, I made dinner. Would you like to eat?" And he doesn't seem to be hungry at all. So as we go on, we start to see again another side of Richard that we haven't seen in a long time. And she's really trying to read Richard, because again, this is not the same Richard that we've been seeing. Because he's asking him, "Hey, you sure you don't, you want any dinner?" And he's like, "Nah, everything's cool." And he starts to smirk and smile like, "What are you up to, Richard?" And that's the exact face that Nancy has. What are you up to? What are you doing? Right? What do you have up your sleeve, Richard? And then all of a sudden, it seems like there's something going on where somebody's at the door. I wonder who's at the door. Could it be Sam coming to dinner? Could it be Priscilla? He works with Priscilla every day, right? Could it be Priscilla coming home, surprise, Nancy, here's your best friend / sister, Priscilla. Who could it possibly be? And again, Richard's whole demeanor is really cool. Like, yeah, everything's under control. I'm good, right? That's how he's acting. So Nancy's there, and guess what? Who walks in the door? Oh my God. Who could it possibly be? It's Richard's father. Wow. Look at Nancy's face. And Richard is like, "Yeah, Dad's here. Come in, Dad." Oh, wow. Look at Nancy's face, right? Oh my God. If uncomfortable was a person, that would be Nancy. Looking real guilty, right? And he's like, "Hey, Nancy, how you doing?" He's coming in like, "Yeah, I used to hit that, but looks like Richard's dad is just coming in because he thinks, yeah, they just invited me over for dinner. We'll have a nice dinner. Everything should be fine." He looks like he has no idea what's about to happen and how many questions Richard will have for him and Nancy. And you can tell Nancy is super uncomfortable. But Richard's like, hey, yeah, you said you're gonna tell me everything, right? Well, let's find out exactly what's going on. Let's get down to the bottom of it with you two here with me. Man, oh man, oh man. Look at Nancy's face. If uncomfortable was a person, that would be Nancy right there. So, as we go on with this scene right here, I want to know what is going to happen with this interaction in the next episode. As this is the mid-season finale, it will be coming back in January, family. What is going to happen? You see Richard's father, he's just there laughing and chuckling like, yeah, I'm ready for dinner. What's for dinner, right? And Richard is about to go in on both of them. Look at Nancy's face. She is super uncomfortable. What would you do in this situation if you were Nancy, right? And it looks like Richard is really going to question his dad, and he's really not going to like it. So, will Richard finally get the answers that he's looking for? As you see Nancy's face, is she going to stay and stick to her business, stand on business, and really continue to tell the truth about what happened between Richard's father and her? We want justice for Richard, don't we? We shall see what happens in the next episode, because Richard deserves it.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, love this video, appreciate this video, please hit the like button. And if you're here for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you for watching. We'll see you next time on VACAY-JayTV and Friends.